Problematic behavior. TLC responses. Let's get into this one here, because this one's a very interesting one, because of course here we've got Alina, who was pretty much removed during the season, and her and Caleb's storyline was legit pulled halfway through the season. It wasn't a case of where it was something that was spoke about after the season and then they were asked to not return after the season was over. It was a case of where legit, because there were racist posts that came out, boom, she was completely removed halfway through her first ever season of being in the show. Meanwhile, we've got Angela now. Angela's somebody that's still been here season after season. But let's get into the nitty and gritty of this and see exactly what it says, exactly where I am right now. Now, as you can see, for her, made racist and insensitive social media posts in the past. TLC's response, okay? Immediately fired Alina and edited her story out for the rest of the season, excluding from Tell All. Okay, so itself in particular makes you wonder how comes she was moved so quickly, but Angela is still here. And to be fair, not only just Angela, but there are so many other people. Right now, when it comes to Angela, she is pretty much number one on the hit list, shall I say, by the public. But before we get into the Angela side of things, in terms of the things that she has done that clearly are not good enough for it to be removed, we are on the road to 60k subscribers by the end of April. Something that I do feel like we can still probably do about less than 9k people around there. So please do hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, because I know for sure we get a lot of people that come here to watch the channel for free and who are new but don't subscribe. So please hit the subscribe button and also like the video. Now, with that being said though, let's get down to the next bit here where it comes to problematic behavior from Angela Deem herself in particular. Now, as you can see, criminal record, DUI, numerous instances of physical assault, many on camera, numerous instances of verbal assault, many on camera, incident, public exposure of breasts without consent, i.e. sexual assault, numerous instances of manipulation, control, threats of violence and abuse, mental and emotional abuse of her partner, all on camera. Records videos for social media while driving on freeway. Now let's get into the TLC responses. Cast Angela on 9 seasons, spin-off of 90 Day Fiancé with no statements and similarly no plans of stopping. What makes this woman such untouchable? That is the question, isn't it? What does she have? Does Angela Deem have some kind of strange hold on 90 Day Fiancé, on TLC? Because it really doesn't make sense. Is she paying Sharp Entertainment for her to be on the show? Is she bringing them in money maybe? Now, one thing that I will say is this, even though we get a lot of people who do say that they do not want to watch Angela's scenes, and a lot of people do say that they do want to skip over her scenes, the saddest thing about it is that hate TV always sells more than the opposite, okay? People always going to want to hate watch someone more than they're going to want to watch someone who they like. That's how it comes down to for the majority. And let's be real, when it comes to TLC and it comes to their most successful TV shows, of course, they've got several out there that have no negative kind of backlash or, negative kind of stigma around them necessarily. But when we look at the ones on the other side, though, a lot of them are still going regardless of the fact that they get lower ratings when they are rated by TV critics. So, for example, 90 Day Fiancé is a show that, well, here's the thing. If you were to look at the ranking, of the top shows, the most viewed shows on TLC's website. Now, annoyingly with the TLC website, it's only accessible to Americans and not to the Brits, but I have seen it once upon a time. And here's the thing. Actually, do you know what? Hold that thought. Let me see if I can get it up some way, somehow. I have my ways. This is the one itself in particular here, where it does show that 90 Day Fiancé, well, it is still the #1 ranked show, followed by £1,000 Sisters. And this is legit as a report of this year. Then it moves on to the Little Johnsons, then £600 Life, then Dr. Pimple, but then we're back again with another 90 Day Fiancé show. This one's literally comes in at 6. Then I Am Shauna Ray, then £1,000 Best Friends, and then boom, bam, we're back again with 90 Day The Last Resort. And then we're again back again with 90 Day The Single Life, okay? And then we got Sister Wives, and then boom, Pillow Talk, okay? And then, well, I think this one doesn't really do a thing anymore because this one hasn't been on for a minute. But the matter of fact is that when it comes to 90 Day, it heavily dominates the rankings when it comes to, the network itself in particular. And because of that, well, this is why the show always continues to go. But the question is this though, why is it that Angela is one of those people that is accepted of all shows? Well, look at it this way. The fact that this show only just aired last year and it's already on top of the rankings, I mean, and who was a part of it? Angela was a part of it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the controversy that she brings to the table always bring in numbers because people are always going to want to enjoy, to hate, to watch. I mean, listen, to be quite frank, I would say that most of my videos that have the higher views do involve Angela, Deem, and Michael. You see what I'm saying? So the matter of fact is, though, you know, when somebody sells, a company is going to want to continue using that person purely because the company sells. And not purely because that person brings in the rankings, you know what I mean? Okay, not nothing, anything else but that. Let me just go on to another website, stuff in particular here. This is, I believe, IMDb. Yes, here we go. And even if this one here with his own rankings here, I'm not too sure when these ones were dated, but as you can see, 90 Day Single Life, which is probably the current season, is in particular, is ranked number 1. And then as you can see here, we skip down to number 4. We're back with Happily Ever After, which is one that just come on just now. And then straight after that, what can we see? 90 Day Fiancé before 90 days. Now, of course, I understand Angela Jamie is not in all of these freaking 90 Day shows. I mean, but at the end of the day, though, when it comes to 90 Day, the reason why it dominates so much is because they bring in cast members who we can watch to dislike, who we can watch to hate, who we can watch to have an issue with. And as long as that is still happening till this date, well, this is what's always going to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. At the end of the day, the grand scheme is that no matter where you look, 90 Day is always going to be first in line when it comes to TLC's most ranked show. Now, is it because this show is amazing or what? I mean, listen, I just think when you look at all the shows that they have, it is the most consistent show that they have throughout the year. There's always a spin-off after spin-off after spin-off after spin-off. And the viewership really and truly doesn't really ever go down. Probably not. And if it does, it probably goes down by a smidge. And for the most part, if we're ever going to try and rank their viewings, let's say, for example, right now, we've just had the first episode of 90 Day Fiancé, The Happily Ever After. The first 2 to 3, 4 episodes generally have lower viewings because those are the ones that they're just telling us things I already know. Hey, my name, da 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 da. We met, blah 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 blah. But then once we get into like episode 5, 6, 7, boom, the ratings come back up again. Why? Because then that's when some controversy happens. And at the end of the day, we look at it this way. Gino and Jasmine always here. Now, of course, Jasmine doesn't have a record, obviously, that says that she should be off air, even though she does, because she has been quite abusive to Gino verbally, do you see what I'm saying? Not necessarily to the same extent as Angela, but we've got someone like her who comes in with the shouting and the moaning and da-da-da. And then also on top of that, this one's an interesting one because we don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but Kalani even came out to have accusations against who? Against Oswello. Now, we know that when it came to her accusations against Oswello, she's probably said to come out that this guy has taken advantage of her sexually, and that's how their second child was even conceived anyway. So the question is this though, does that mean Oswello is now going to be completely removed of the show, or they're going to bring him back in for another season at some point? Well, if you ask me personally, they probably will at some point, but we do know that with Oswello, the only reason why they may not bring him back in isn't because of the allegations against him. Well, one, because they're just allegations without no police report, so therefore they don't have to act in their eyes, even though Alana's one has no police report, but it is what it is. But also, two, we do know that he's currently, well, 1 minute he's in the States, next minute he's not in the States. So they probably don't even know where the hell the guy is half of the time. But I'm pretty sure if he was always going to be in the States, they'll definitely bring him back in at some point. Because at the end of the day, he's someone who we can watch to dislike as much as Kalani is someone we can watch to dislike, you know? But I know, I get it. Angela Deem is still the worst of the worst. I mean, some people can even argue that she's far worse than Big Ed as well. And he's another person that is always reoccurring. But the thing is, though, he doesn't have anything against his name that says he shouldn't necessarily be in the show because he doesn't do anything necessarily verbally or physically to that extent. Do you know what I mean? Angela just the one that does it all to a whole nother level. So where are we going? Where do we go next? Are we ever going to get rid of Angela Deem off of TV? Probably not. You know, and let's look at it this way. There are certain people in this world, okay, who behind the cameras, they are yes people. Okay, that is what that is what it comes down to. Okay, and behind the camera, there's those people who will take anything and everything to continue being in the spotlight. So the matter of the fact is, though, she's always going to be there. And let's be real. If you think about it, I'm not really going to mention who this person's name is because I don't want to make, because I'm not really making videos about this person anymore because, you know, but if you know what I'm talking about, but there is a certain person right now on social media who is doing the absolute most, okay, to be as most ridiculous as possible. And if you ask me, this person is pretty much trying to act like this, but they're trying to legit volunteer themselves back on TLC, so TLC can obviously give them a spotlight, and therefore they can continue, and then therefore they can become the next Angela Deem, or even not, if not worse. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's probably a good thing. But if you know what I'm talking about, that's probably a bad thing. So really and truly, I think like Angela Deem is the one that really sets the bar in terms of drama allows you to stay on TV, even though her drama is to a whole other level compared to anybody else. But nonetheless, though, give me your thoughts and your opinions, and yeah, we can most certainly talk about it. But as far as we're concerned, no matter where you look, 90 Day Fiancé seems to dominate everywhere you go, and it is one of those things that is just absolutely jarring. See, not always number one, Sharp Entertainment. Now, there is the TLC one. Let's have a look here before we disappear and see exactly what TLC's had to. Oh no, this one doesn't actually show us the shows and rankings. My bad. It just shows you what is actually airing right now. My apologies. I thought this was going to give us their own rankings or ratings of the TV shows right now, but I don't think we get that from the TLC website. I do apologize. I just thought I'd click on it whilst it was there, and right now we're getting none of that stuff. So yeah, it is what it is. Nonetheless, though, give me your thoughts and your opinions down below, and we can also talk about it. Peace.